Good morning, everyone. Anne-Marie Band here. Today is Thursday, December the 29th, and this is the Moneyball morning report for the Benzinga Pro platform. Greetings from Malta. Still here. That's why it says 4 in the afternoon when it's only 10 o'clock your time. We're still waiting on what the price action might do here today, but I did leave these lines from 2 days ago when we did our last video. This will be the last video of the year for me, as I will be at sea tomorrow. So here we go, taking a look at the 30-minute chart on the left. We can see that 38.60 was a clear line in the sand. It continues to be a line in the sand. Look at the 5-minute chart today. You can see that they're holding it as the line that says, hey, listen, right now, sellers here. But if we continue on the pullbacks being buy zones, we should move up into 38.72. My supposition is that we are largely landlocked, right? We're just moving in some spaces. Here are the heat maps. We've got something at 38.07 to 38.12. That's going to be our baseline support. We have 38.60, where a lot of sellers are sitting. And then from there, we've got 38.72. We know the Santa Claus rally. People are still holding out hope, but it doesn't look very good to me. What we can see is a lot of sideways action. Notice downward action, upward action, downward action. And we remain in this battleground as long as we do not move above this zone here at last week's high at that 39.20. We're going to be sitting around. And take a look at the weekly. High, low, higher, high, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low, inside candlestick formation. So we are looking at something that is poised to break, but I don't know that it's going to break beforehand. Okay, so I suspect that based on what we're looking at, we're going to have ourselves big spikes upward that fade and big spikes downward that bounce, right? From a 5-minute chart, we can see that 38.22 is an interesting line to look at. We know 38.12 to 38.07 we can see on the 30-minute and the 5-minute. And then on our weekly chart, we really are looking at the price action that leaves us within this range-bound formation. Notice trend on the daily. The trend on the daily says bounces are sell zones. Where could the bounce be? All the way up here. Notice what the traders are doing. They're battling at this 38.54 daily chart. Look, wick, change in motion, holding the area, fades, but then comes right back up. There's a lot of arguing here, but that arguing could come all the way to 39.20. What do you want to do if you're intraday trading? Listen, look at this motion. It is pullbacks or buy zones. Target at 38.60. Let them duke it out. Do not try to short it here. Let the chart show you that the traders that are sellers are sitting at the top of the heap. All right, that's what you want to do there. Let's take a look at the NQ. Same sort of thing. What a gigantic push to the north, right? Let's peek at this, right? Big push. Look, 11,000, still going to be the big number. Look at what the traders are doing, right? Intraday pullbacks are buy zones. So what are the levels we need to look at? Same zones from 2 days ago. This line in the sand, if it loses it, we're headed to the south. What does it mean to lose a line? You can look at it and go, well, what am I seeing? Listen, if I look and I've got a heat map here and I see a pullback and buyers show up here and they punch me up to this area, even though I'm breaking this line, I really haven't lost it. It's just like a squishy space. Yes, technical term, squishy. But what it's telling you is pullbacks or buy zones. Look, 5-minute chart says the deep fade is the buy, and right now they're holding up over the edges. Where are they likely to go? To 11,000 and then 11,056. Remember, volume is absolutely abysmal. Very, very small across all these time frames, right? A lot of people thinking, hey, I see a lot of puts being bought, big crash. No, we're caught in this sideways slush. Price action is telling us that our bounces can be sharp and also fake. It's a very noisy dishwasher in the apartment that we're in. And so here we are looking at this motion saying, all right, have they really held up? Here's what I would do. If I'm saying, hey, I want to be long, I'm going to use this 30-minute line. I'm going to watch it come down. If it comes down into this 50 area, I'm going to consider taking a long with my stop being at 42, 10 points minimum. Take a look at what's happened between yesterday and today. All of yesterday's motion completely recovered, but guess what? People did not expect that to fade. So who's going to sit up here? Sellers. So let them duke it out. Let it come back in. Hold the line. And if you can get in off of this level, you're going to be in much better shape from a risk perspective. And so don't chase a thing today. All right, just don't do it. It does look nice and bullish. So what you might want to do is just sell the put spreads down at the bottom here if you're looking for zero DTE stuff to say that you want to participate in. Notice, unlike the ES, we've lost the low before trying to recapture it, the low of last week. And so that's going to be very, very important for us. Let's go ahead and take a look at SPY. I hate it when these things get long, but I do want to show you where the market is arguing so that you can say, oh, I get it. I see what's happening. Notice, downward action on the 30-minute, but rotating right into resistance. What's that resistance been? 383. You want to run it into that edge? You can go for it simply because your 5-minute is saying my pullbacks are buy zones. Remember the numbers that I talked about both yesterday, if I texted you, and then day before yesterday. 378 is the number that I said, hey, listen, we need to hold that. When it bounces off of that first area, like it did yesterday, and it faded again, you know that this lower high tells you, hey, I've got to get out of my short put positions. As soon as it loses that level, when it bounces and it cannot recapture the key lines in the sand, look at them, 380, 379. Those are the zones you go, hey, listen, I've got to cut and run. Right now, the SPY's doing a great job of trying to lift, but notice the weekly ones, inside candlestick formation, can't get up over the close of the prior week, still not being able to hold over 383. If it comes up there and it moves past, guess what? Shorts are going to have to buy to cover, and that's going to push us up into the space. But for right now, I think we're landlocked in the area. Short puts right down at that 378. I like, again, not sure how much you're going to get for that in this particular space. Certainly 383, 384. Very nice short call formations for you in this space. Right now, the buyers are trying to push us up into the space. My suspicion is that they're short covering here going on that's just popping us right off this gap, right? So this gap is fairly critical to look at. Let's take a look at the Qs finally. And I don't like using zero DTEs on the Qs very much simply because they are so dramatic. But this is a big fat bounce coming up into, this area right around here. And we can see that we've got old support, new resistance. Could it push out? Absolutely. There's tons of pressure here. Higher low, higher high, all the 5-minute. Don't try to short this. Let them run into the 265.95. If you're long, hang on. You just broke out of a ledge right here. So it's going to press to the north, right? No need to go, hey, I'm going to short this. Buying pressure is afoot here. Where do they want to go? They want to see if they can test the close of the prior week. That's super important. Let's go to the daily. See what they want to do here on the Qs, right? If we go to the daily, we can see they are well up over the close of the prior day, the open of the prior day, and the close of 2 days prior. So what do I like to do? I like to look 2 candles to the left, no matter what formation I'm trading, always 2 candles to the left, watch those edges and see them push into that line in the sand. These are important regions that we are looking at. I'm not saying, hey, listen, go long here. I'm saying if you're long, your new support edge is 265. And if you're looking at pushing into 265.95 or 266, flow is still sitting in your favor. Notice everywhere you're going to see volume drift down because we're moving into the middle part of the morning that is usually pretty yucky. We are still trying to make out the highs. Remember, you want to wait until 10:30 and there are about 13 minutes left. Wait for that high to be made. Then see how the traders react to that space, and then you'll know whether it's breakout or a fade into the support levels. Be very careful. Edges to watch for me. I don't think it's unreasonable at all to think about a 260 short put spread beginning there, and for the short call side, let it get to 268, right? Let the chart push forward. Let the traders get excited. There's a big fear index right now. I think I read the fear index yesterday was like 32 out of 100. So people are pretty fearful, but when they jump in with a big gap up and all of a sudden they have to buy to cover, it's got them on their back heels and it can push the market into these higher levels. Do not anticipate a rollover until that 5 minute has told you, hey, I'm rolling over. And how does that look? I failed to close higher. I break the support of 2 candles to the left, and then I continue down. Always 2 candles to the left, highs, lows, and watch the move in. See how it's moving up? Do not try to front run a short here, okay? Just don't do it. Be calm, watch what the traders are trying to do, and keep your eyes on the big picture. Good luck trading today, everyone. I'll see you in the new year. All the best.